Hello dear viewers and welcome to T-World. Kindly hit the subscribe button and we will be on our way. In today's news, we can't understand what's going on inside the mystery. Unique reason amazing jury gathered at the Fulton County Courthouse in Atlanta. We can't hear the sworn declaration being given about Donald Trump's various endeavors to upset the 2020 races here in Georgia. We can't peruse the records being summoned. We can't understand what disclosures the examination may uncover. Yet, up in Washington, D.C., a significantly more open cycle is working out. A lot of it zeroed in on similar arrangement of realities, stories and players that Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis is investigating here in Atlanta. Furthermore, from that, we're gleaning tons of useful knowledge. For instance, one of the center issues standing up to Willis in her choice whether to arraign Trump is the subject of Trump's aim. Assuming the previous president genuinely accepted that he had conveyed Georgia and was basically attempting to get an exact vote count, then he carried out no wrongdoing. Yet, assuming that he realized that he had lost the political decision however was attempting to upset it in any case, then, at that point, this was to be sure an overthrow endeavor and indictment isn't just imaginable yet fundamental. In a broadcast hearing by a U.S. House Select Board this week, we found a really conclusive solution to that specific inquiry. Then Attorney General Bill Barr affirmed through video that he had told Trump over and again and determinedly, in language too realistic to even consider printing here, that there was no proof of critical vote extortion in Georgia or elsewhere. Barr's substitution as principal legal officer later told Trump exactly the same thing. Trump's mission director, Bill Stepien, affirmed that he too let Trump know that they had lost all good. Matt Oczkowski, the Trump lobby's top information examiner, reaffirmed to Trump that he had lost reasonably. Trump's White House counsel, Pat Cipollone, likewise let him know he had lost. Trump's deputy as head of U.S. Network Protection, Chris Krebs, explored casting a ballot machine extortion charges and reported on Twitter that for each situation of which we know, these cases either have been unconfirmed or are in fact unintelligible. Trump can't guarantee he had barely any familiarity with that tweet, since he terminated Krebs that very day. Likewise by means of Twitter, referring to the tweet as the explanation, a comparative destiny came to pass for B.J. Pak, the Trump-designated U.S. lawyer for Northern Georgia. In declaration disclosed by the House Advisory Group this week, Pak said he had answered to his Justice Department bosses that he could track down no proof of political race extortion in Georgia. What's more, obviously, in their now scandalous call with Trump, Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger and his staff likewise persistently strolled through all the nitty-gritty proof demonstrating that there was no proof of casting a ballot or political decision misrepresentation. So indeed, Trump realized that he had lost. Trump knew in light of the fact that some all-around educated, dependable individual Republicans, a considerable lot of them his own representatives, had really thought about telling him so on rehashed events. Referring to genuine proof and information, the House Advisory Group has made that understood. On account of the House Board of Trustees, we may likewise get an early window into Raffensperger's mysterious excellent jury declaration about Trump's interest that Raffensperger find the 11,800 votes that Trump expected to convey Georgia. For the occasion, we couldn't say whether Raffensperger let the great jury know that he felt constrained by Trump to make ill-advised or unlawful moves to avoid the political race results. We don't have the foggiest idea how Raffensperger deciphered Trump's idea that Raffensperger may be criminally indicted in the event that he didn't turn around the result of the political decision, or whether he considered it to be a work to scare him. However, we really do realize that Raffensperger was likewise summoned by and has vouched for the House Advisory Group, as per the panel plan. We will hear basically parcels of his declaration in a formal proceeding 1 week from now. One more Georgia point that Willis will find fascinating comes from a report as of late disclosed by the Senate Judiciary Committee. It's an unsent letter, drafted by Trump co-plotters and flowed inside the U.S. Division of Justice and somewhere else by Trump supporters in December of 2020. The draft is addressed to Gov. Brian Kemp, House Speaker David Ralston and Senate President Pro Tem Butch Miller, and it's named Georgia Proof of Concept. The proposed letter erroneously expresses that the Department of Justice had recognized huge worries that might have affected the result of the political decision in Georgia. Considering these turns of events, the draft letter expresses, the department suggests that the Georgia General Assembly ought to meet in unique meeting to redistribute Georgia's appointive votes from Joe Biden to Trump. By that point, Kemp had proactively repelled Trump's requests for an extraordinary meeting. Yet Trump wouldn't be deterred. That's what the letter demanded. The Georgia General Assembly has suggested power under the Constitution of the United States to call itself into exceptional meeting, no matter what any implied limit forced by the state constitution or state resolution requiring the governor's endorsement. At the end of the day, the Georgia General Assembly shouldn't feel itself limited by either Georgia regulation or the Georgia Constitution. That is amazing. As the House Select Board of Trustees has archived, Trump was profoundly engaged with squeezing the DOJ to send that bogus letter to Georgia, entreating state authorities to violate their own regulation. At one basic point, subsequent to Acting Attorney General Jeff Rosen said he could never issue such a letter. Trump even took steps to fire Rosen and supplant him with somebody more ready to do his unlawful orders. What the House board is uncovering, what Willis might be finding, is an example where Trump over and over attempts to enlist individuals into his connivance. At the point when Trump was told by Raffensperger that there was no lawful method for changing the vote result, Trump demanded that he do it in any case. At the point when Mike Pence let Trump know that there was no legitimate or established method for modifying the discretionary vote count, Trump constrained him seriously, freely and secretly, to do it at any rate. At the point when Kemp let Trump know that there was no lawful method for calling the state legislature into extraordinary meeting, Kemp was informed to do it at any rate. At the point when DOJ legal advisors said they had no legitimate grounds to send that proof of idea letter to Georgia or different states, Trump said do it at any rate, do it in any case. No matter what current realities or the law, people. That is criminal.
If you made it to the end of the video, kindly hit the subscribe button and leave a comment. It helps the channel.